people were saying, "Oh, Steve, you know, you're a bit arrogant," and that. It's not arrogant. When you won 5 titles out of 6, you sort of know your team. If Arsenal can win here at the Etihad on Sunday, I think that the footballing world, especially in England, is going to take a step back and think, hold on a minute.
The most confident I've been since knowing you is the most confident I've been facing City under Pep Guardiola. Styles make fights, both will have a plan. We'll see if the mentor gets done by the student.
This video is partnered with Aura, digital protection for everything that matters. It's a VPN, antivirus, password management and parental control all in one place. You can get them all together at one affordable price.
I've been using Aura because it shows me which data brokers are selling my information and automatically submits an opt-out request for me.
Data brokers sell your information to scammers, spammers and anyone else who may want to target you. Cleaning up my information not only helps me to reduce the amount of spam I get, but also protects me from hackers who are trying to access my social media accounts, bank accounts, or other sensitive information.
Aura is always on, doing the hard work of keeping me safe so I can focus on other tasks with peace of mind.
You can go to aura.com/AFTV to start your free 2-week trial or click the link in the video description below.
How's it going, people? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Box to Box. The last international break of the season, it's over. The business end is here. 10 games to go and we'll find out who the Premier League champions 23-24 will be. It's out of Arsenal, City and Liverpool, and 2 of those teams face each other this Sunday right here at the Etihad. And I'm here with my big 6 brother, Big Steve. What are you saying, Big Steve, man?
Well, man, I'm well. It's freezing. Manchester, welcome weather, rain, snow, bit of sun. We're ready for it, mate.
I've been here before, you can tell, I think, yeah?
I know, yeah. Well, I'm seasoned. I'm from the north. I've got me woolly beard on and that like you, so I'm happy days.
I see it joining up as well, Steve.
I'm trying there. You know, we're going something new this year. You know what I mean? It's getting a bit boring. The eggshell blonde, you can only milk it for so many years. So, yeah, we needed the beard.
Bang a cap on and they call you the Mancunian Turkish.
Well, this is it, the Mancunian Turkish.
But listen, Steve,
yep.
I want to go straight in. Does it feel like City are somehow, for some reason, going under the radar this season? Because you're still very much on for another treble, which, listen, back to a treble in itself is amazing. Back-to-back trebles will be something else. But it does feel like there's a lot more noise around us, Arsenal and Liverpool as well. How do you feel as a City fan?
I think it's rightly so. I think that Arsenal at the minute are the team in form. I think the level of performances, the way you're putting teams away, scoring goals, getting the goal difference up and that, people are obviously looking at the level of performance and are raving about it. City, are they going under the radar? I think the word is efficient. We're just going about our business, nicking the 1-0s, the 2-1s, keep winning. And I think the big concern from Man City fans beginning of the season was that this team might drop off with the treble. Especially with the sale of Ilkay Gundogan, Mahrez, Laporte.
Big players.
So to find ourselves here, 10 games to go, business end of the season, within a point, still in the mix, still on for a treble, like you say, we're happy, you know what I mean? We're happy, and this is the thing I'm gonna stress. I still believe that Manchester City have got another couple of gears they haven't even shown yet.
Yeah, I agree.
So, you know, it all comes down to this one on Sunday, massive game, and yeah, I just hope Manchester City can keep doing what we're doing.
Does it feel like those gears are, you know, you're right to say, you know, Man City definitely have a few more gears in them. We've seen it year in, year out in the Premier League. Does it feel like you have that this season? Because at times I've looked at City and I just mentioned it on the match preview, Robbie and James, that it does feel like City can be got at this season. Does it feel like that for you, you know, as a City fan, or is that just delusion from the opposition?
No, you've seen it, you know what I mean? There has been games where we've struggled, we've been caught on the counter-attack a few times. There's been games where we've made so much hard work of it, but we've got over the line.
Yeah.
I just feel that the balance has not been 100% there. Jack Grealish has missed a bit of the season. Kevin De Bruyne, who's massive, 6 months out. Erling Haaland, 2 months out. So just as I feel like they were trying to get going and get a bit of momentum, someone key would drop out. So we're looking like we've got a couple of niggles, but going into Sunday, I think there's no excuses. You know, Kevin De Bruyne is fit. Jack Grealish has stayed back. He's fit. So yeah, it's just now's the time to kick on. And as you've seen for the last 5 out of 6 seasons we've won the league, we do kick on in this final period, and I think Sunday's a massive statement for either team.
Yeah, and you mentioned a few niggles, which leads me on to the whole, backdrop of the international break. You know, you're a big England fan. You was with the team and everyone across the international break, but it seems that City have come out of it worse for wear. When you look at Walker coming off in the first game, Stones coming off, and it's being confirmed it's an abductor problem. In this club versus country row, do you have something to say about it, or are you of the belief that, listen, if they get selected, they play?
It's just 2 pointless friendlies at the business end of the season. Do you know what I mean? You imagine getting to the last 10 games and having an international break, and 4 or 5 of your players come back and they're out for the season. Your whole season's done by England. Do you know what I mean? And I do watch England, and like you say, that's another conversation. But it's just, I don't know. There's a lot of conspiracy theories online saying, they're blagging the injuries and all that. We won't know till Sunday. Is Pep and Arteta, they're of the same mould? Do you know what I mean? The players are obviously going to be club before country, in my opinion, especially in a title race. We'll see on Sunday who's really is injured and who really isn't.
And Declan Rice obviously captained England. He's been a revelation for us. 100 million. No one talks about the fee. That's how good he's done. Do you think Arsenal are a better team this season than we were last season? And would he be the reason for that? Or do you think Mikel deserves a hell of a lot of credit for how he's developed the side? Because we're a lot more controlling this season than we was last season.
I think you've hit the word, control. I think when you come so close to a title like Arsenal did last season, you've got to learn lessons from that. You can't just go in the next season blinkered and think, this season we're going to do it. You've got to learn. You've got to look back at games where you think, you know what, how did we drop points there? Or did we really set up right for that game? And I think that's what Mikel's done. And I think he's got you peaking at the right time. I feel last season you peaked, then levelled off, and then towards the end, I could almost sense that it was going to go downhill from here. I get the feeling now that you're peaking at the right time. You're the informed team out the free. Your supporters are starting to get the rhythm and the momentum. I talk about rhythm and momentum. If you go games week in and week out, you feel it, and I think the Arsenal fans have got that. And there's no better game than Sunday. And I think if Arsenal can win here at the Etihad on Sunday, I think that the footballing world, especially in England, is going to take a step back and think, hold on a minute. Don't get me wrong, you might think wrongly, everybody's got the bottlers in their head. Right? So you're never going to shake that because it happened. It physically happened. So the only way to get that off your back is coming here on Sunday, winning, and everyone going, you know what, Arsenal, knocking people for 6, gone to the Etihad Stadium, won. It's in their hands. And I think, same with City. People are knocking City. The level of performance isn't there. If we can put Arsenal away here, cat amongst the pigeons, and then people will be thinking, City are back. It's about changing the narrative, and I think whoever wins, if there is a winner come Sunday, they will be the favourites for the rest of the season. Talk to me about the player to watch for you in terms of the Arsenal side. Who do you think City need to keep quiet in the Arsenal side in order to take the 3 points? Obviously, you've got great players all across the park. You know what I mean?
It's been a while.
We've had Nathan Ake done a good job on Saka for a few times. I think the key's in the middle of the park. I think if you let Odegaard get on the ball and start dictating the play, then it's going to be a long day. I feel like Rodri's got to get in there early and say no. Get in amongst Rice and Odegaard and say, nah, you're at the Etihad. You're playing to our tune. You know what I mean? Last season here, we went long. We went over the press into Haaland, the layoff to De Bruyne, and then that worked.
Something different.
What I feel that this game is, I don't feel City's going to do that. I think Arsenal are ready for that. I feel like it's going to be one in the middle. I feel like City are going to get Haaland to press that back four high, keep them away from the middle, so there's space for our guys to work. I don't think they want Haaland coming deep and laying it off. He's going to interrupt what we're doing. I feel like City are going to try and get Kevin De Bruyne in that gap and try and hurt Arsenal there. So I think it's Odegaard for me. I like him a lot. I think he's your playmaker, and I think if Odegaard ticks, Arsenal tick.
And if you was to ask me the same question, it's literally the same reasoning that you gave. Just switch Odegaard's name for De Bruyne and switch Rodri's name for Rice. I need Rice to do a job on De Bruyne. We've seen De Bruyne, handle business against us year in, year out. You know, he is the one I fear the most. And now we've got a Declan Rice in the middle. I look at the way you beat us last season. Like you said, Haaland was dropping.
Yeah.
The questions before that was, is Haaland good outside the box? In that game, he proved it. De Bruyne running off, acres of space. This season's different because Rice is that destroyer. Rice is the guy that just gets around that midfield, wins the ball back, keeps the ball moving forward. So, yeah, similar reasoning to you. I think Rice and Rodri are going to have big jobs on their hands with Odegaard and De Bruyne. And I think the winners of those battles will go a long way to decide the game.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like the centre-back pairing you've got this season strong, aggressive. I think Haaland's got to be cute, you know what I mean? I don't mind Haaland not touching the ball as long as he keeps them centre-backs occupied. Do you know what I mean? We've got plenty of people in front of Haaland or just behind Haaland who can damage any team. So Erling knows that.
Yep.
You know, he goes in games sometimes, he does get a little bit frustrated. I just feel that Pep's got a plan. I think Mikel's got a plan. I think it's the master-apprentice thing's always going to come up. But, you know, I'm looking forward to a game of football where, I say it all the time on the Big Six, you get a feeling in your chest, you go into the stadium, you're a bit nervous and that. But I want to come out of that stadium on Sunday talking about football.
Yeah.
I'm sick of talking about a referee. I'm sick of talking about a VAR. I'm sick of talking about we got this wrong. I want to come out of there, whether City win or whether City lose, and say, you know what, Man City done it today. Or what someone say, you know what, fair play, Arsenal have turned up. They've done it today. Yeah. I just want to be talking about the game, and I don't think that happens enough now.
Yeah, I mean, talking there, it just goes back to the Liverpool City game. One of the best games we've seen, not just this season, but across the last 5-6, the Klopp Guardiola era. The backdrop of it is, that penalty should have been given at the end. That was the big talking point. So I get you there. Referees' decisions, they take away from our beautiful game. But hopefully this Sunday, beautiful games on show. Styles make fights. Both will have a plan. We'll see if the mentor gets done by the student.
Well, you never know. I'm looking forward to it, like you say, and I just feel that it's different. The feeling's different, even from an opposition. Last season, people were saying, "Oh, Steve, you know, you're a bit arrogant," and that. It's not arrogant. When you won 5 titles out of 6, you sort of know your team.
Of course.
And I sort of knew that there was a lot of talk coming from North London, but looking at them players and in certain games, you were going 2-0 down, 3-1 down in games, and I'm thinking, you're making hard work of this. I thought Man City are going to exploit this. The crowd are going to exploit it. And I think the Etihad plays a big part. I think the City fans have got to get the crowd up, and we've got to get the momentum. We've got to start the game in our tempo. If we let you get an early goal, or you start bossing the midfield and we're chasing the game and the Arsenal ends up, it could be long. So there's so many permutations that could happen. But like you say, it's going to be some hell of a game.
And
man.
Success brings arrogance, you know. All great players, you know, they have a bit of arrogance to them.
Listen, I'm entitled to a bit of arrogance after some shit I've had. But like you say, people don't like it. But, you know, I always try and be level and fair. I always try to be respectful. And last year, I feel like we had a little bit of a social media battle going on off the pitch. With the shark thing and that, it was like, how can I say something here? And then when I said it, I walked off and I thought, you know, Steve, if you lose the title, you're going to be in Baby Shark videos, you're going to be in memes, and you're finished out here. And I sort of put my trust in the lads and that, and you know, you never know on Sunday, something else might come out.
Yeah, we'll see. They pulled it out of the bag twice last year. So far this year, 2 games played, 1 draw after 90 minutes in the Community Shield, a 1-0 win at the Emirates, and the Etihad, big 1 point between us, and that leads us on to predictions, Steve. You're the home team, so I'll let you lead.
Yeah, I just feel like City are going to do it. I feel like we're going to get the crowd behind us early doors. We're going to put in a good performance. I've said it on a couple of streams this week. I'm saying 3-1 City. 3-1
City. Steve, it's the most confident I've been since knowing you. It's the most confident I've been facing City under Pep Guardiola. If you offered me a point now, I'd say no, because I think we can take 3, but if a point is what we get at the end of the 90, I'd be more than happy, considering 4 points out of 6 against City and Liverpool. That'd be great for us, considering where we've come from. I'm going to put my chest on the line a little bit. Match preview, if people watched it, they know what my prediction is. And that's 3-1 Arsenal, Steve.
Go on, Turkish.
That's 3-1 Arsenal.
Come on, Turkish.
It feels like
He's
it's
out
full
there.
circle.
The
We're out there
is
now.
Out. I love it.
I might be meme now, you know.
I love it.
It's what it is. It's part of the game. The game is the game, as they say.
I love it. No, it's good. I like that. I like that. And you should be confident the way you're playing.
Yeah.
You're confident. You've got to, man. It's football. You've got to be proud of your team. And you're looking at the way you're playing. You're blowing teams away, man. You've got to come here and think, you know what, let's have it. And I love that attitude, let's have it. And that's City here. We're having it. We're here. The Etihad's going to be ready. You boys are ready. Tease it up nice.
Yeah, and it's the best team in the world, as the banner says there.
Are we having a bet as well, me and you?
Fucking hell. You know what? I was thinking in my head, if I say 3-1, he's going to pull out a bet. Come then, let's have it.
What do you want?
I think because you're the home team,
Yeah.
£50 we don't lose.
Okay, done.
Yeah?
There you go.
There we go, people. We've got a little bet on Big Steve. Make sure you go subscribe to his channel. It's in the title, at Big Steve MCFC. We do a weekly show on my channel as well called Title Talk with James Redmond. Hopefully that goes for the next 10 weeks, and hopefully I'll be smiling come the end of it. But it is what it is. We'll find out. Steve, let them know. Anything else you're doing apart from your YouTube channel?
Just check me out at Big Steve MCFC on Instagram, TikTok and YouTube. And yeah, it's going to be an interesting running. So may the best team win.
Yeah, and donate now. I need £50 come Sunday.